For years, my property came with a sturdy, well-secured storage building tucked behind a locked gate. It wasn't anything fancy, just a private shed where I kept my tools, old furniture, seasonal equipment, and a few family heirlooms. It was mine, on my land, and nobody else had ever touched it. At least that's what I thought. One afternoon, I walked back there to grab a toolbox, and froze. Inside were things I had never seen before. Bikes leaning against the wall, dusty gym equipment stacked in a corner, plastic totes labeled with names I didn't recognize. For a moment, I actually wondered if I'd been robbed by the world's strangest thief, someone who stole nothing and left a pile of junk behind. But the truth was much worse. When I confronted the HOA president, Linda, everything suddenly made sense and made my blood boil. With a perfectly straight face, she told me the HOA board had voted, without me, to repurpose my private storage facility as a shared community space. Since my property bordered the clubhouse, she claimed the HOA had some sort of implied right to use what they considered underutilized land for community benefit. They had even cut my lock off and handed out keys to select residents. When I protested, Linda actually waved a stack of papers I had never signed and pointed to a vague clause about community enhancement. She shrugged as if this was all normal, like she was doing me a favor. I reminded her very clearly that the shed was on my deeded land, behind my locked gate, and filled with my property. She didn't care, so I demanded they remove everything immediately. I posted signs. I sent written notices. I even filed a complaint with the city, but the city's process moved at a snail's pace. Weeks, they said. That was the moment inspiration struck. If they thought my storage shed was a community free-for-all, then maybe I should treat it exactly like that. I listed the entire storage unit on a popular online storage locker auction site. Abandoned storage unit. The listing read, contents unknown, starting bid $50. Word spread like wildfire. On auction day, a small crowd gathered outside my gate. Neighbors, bargain hunters, a few curious onlookers. I even brought donuts and coffee. Why not? By noon, everything had been hauled away. Bikes, lawn chairs, an old rowing machine, mystery crates, even someone's creepy collection of vintage dolls. Gone. That afternoon, Linda came storming across my property, screaming that I had no right to sell other people's belongings. I handed her a copy of the auction flyer. Unclaimed abandoned goods, I said calmly. No registered owners. No filing. No permission. Then I added, if your members had asked before dumping their junk in my shed, they might still have it. The HOA hasn't set foot on my property since. In fact, they've been unbelievably quiet. I replaced the old lock with a keypad system and installed a security camera right above the door. Let them try cutting that lock.